I fix my eyes on Christ. I fix my eyes on Christ.
Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Colton's Reviews, where I review things like Bibles, books, and other theology stuff. Only so far it's been Bibles, and that's not changing today. So today I'm looking at the New King James large print wide margin reference Bible from Thomas Nelson in brown leathersoft. If you've been following the channel, you know that I'm a big fan of wide margin Bibles, and this one is certainly no exception. This is an awesome Bible for the price, especially being the leathersoft version. The quality is just off the charts, so you're not paying that premium for goat skin or things like that, but you're still getting an excellent Bible. So you can see right off the front, clear and readable New King James Version comfort print. So the print is one of those comfort print editions that's just really beautiful. 72,000 cross references, which we'll talk about some of the notes and stuff here in a minute. It is red letter, and it does contain a concordance. Let's flip it around so you can see some of the other stuff. Smithsonian binding, so it does lay flat. I don't understand this in your hand because this is a huge Bible, and yeah, you wouldn't really want to just hold this in your hand. 10.5 font, which is awesome, very readable, as you'll see here in just a second. So that's some of the features. Let's take a look at it. Alright, here it is. And you have to excuse my camera angle because at my desk right now it's a little weird, but as you can see, man, this fake leather looks really, really nice, actually. It's grainy, even though that's obviously stamped in there somehow. They have some lovely tooling. They stamped Holy Bible on the front in gold, which, you know, you love it or hate it. I tend to it depends on the Bible for me if I like that or not. I think it looks okay here. And then look at the spine. They have some interesting work here on the spine. These little patches of darker brown with some lovely gold tooling. Holy Bible, NKJV logo, and the Thomas Nelson logo, which I gotta say, I'm a big fan of this clean looking spine with not as busy as like stuff from Crossway or some of the other ones I've seen. So it looks beautiful, and the ribbons, oh my, the ribbons are lovely. We have double-sided satin thick ribbons here, and I know that's not, sometimes you don't get ribbons this nice in a premium Bible from certain publishers. But they're here, they're awesome. You get a dark brown for kind of the Old Testament section and this lighter gold color for the New Testament. So looks great. Back, and again, the bane of my existence here, where they put the ISBN stamped on the back. I wish they didn't do that. At least this is not like gold foiled, so it doesn't stand out as much, but still kind of annoying. All right, let's take a look and open it up. So right off the bat, you get a paste down liner, and I really like this kind of interesting design they've chosen for the paste down. Just kind of looks classy to me. I don't know. And then the presentation page is boom, right there. Like as soon as you open the Bible, there it is. Don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it's okay. Really nice, thicker paper here. And then you see a glimpse of what's to come with the highlights here. So we have red, the Holy Bible there, and that you're going to see that color kind of throughout the edition. There's that page. Let's flip it over here. Okay. And you can see it is printed in China. And I think Thomas Nelson has shown us that China does not mean that you lose quality, because this is definitely a nice quality Bible. Get the New King James Version text, which is just an awesome text, a stable text. Very good. Table of contents, the preface to the New King James Version, and as you can see, I'm fumbling around a little bit here tonight, the Old Testament, and then we get right into Genesis. And you can see this does include book introductions, which is kind of a nice little bit of information to have there. We get that red popping up here in these little headers, and then you get them on the headings within the scripture here, as well as the chapter numbers. This just really creates a nice contrast, a pop. And then you can also see down here in the references, the verse that you're looking at, it's easy to find because of that splash of color. And as you can see here, we have verse by verse format, and just check out that beautiful readable font. It looks awesome. As well as we get this margin space, which that is my bread and butter. We get a nice wide margin here, and it's about 1 1/8 I think I saw on another video. I'm not one to typically measure margins. Just know there's plenty of room for note taking on the outer margin. As you can see here, the inner margin, not so much, especially once we kind of get into the Bible. So let's kind of flip open to another section, and you can kind of see we have a little room in the gutter, just not a lot. Most of your note taking is going to happen right here in these outer margins, which I'm okay with. Typically, if I'm taking a note that pertains to a verse kind of over here, I'll try to squeeze it in the gutter, or just kind of draw a line or make some reference over here on the outer margin. That's what I did. Okay, and then we can look at kind of some of the poetry section and see it does have kind of, even though it's verse by verse, we do have kind of an interesting, cool, poetic setting laid out here, which is really nice. Now let's take a look at that red letter. There we go. There's some of it. Whoop. It is a very dark, readable red. I like that a lot. There's nothing worse than a pale red letter that you can barely read. And you're not getting that here. You get a very legible red letter. And you can kind of see the contrast between the more crimsony red that's on the chapter numbers and so on, and the text red, but it's still very dark and very readable. One of my favorite things about this Bible and many other New King James Version Bibles is the study notes down here, in just the transparency. I say study notes. It's not a study Bible, but you get the transparency with the manuscript evidence. So if you don't know, the New King James Version is translated from the Textus Receptus, or the TR, which is the same thing that the King James Version was translated from. But you get over here in these notes, like you can see right here in U, and this kind of points to the critical text, or the translation where it may differ from other versions. And you also get a majority text right here. You can see M, in U and M omit this word here. So you get full transparency there, which is awesome. I'm a big fan of that. Let's see, what else? Let's take a look at the concordance. You can kind of see the layout there. Very pretty. The font definitely gets smaller, but it's a pretty extensive concordance, and you still get that nice color pop going on in there. And then once we're finished with that, we get to the back, we get some maps. And they're pretty nice, decent looking Bible maps. Nothing that's a game changer. It's not like Cambridge where it has like the whole map index or things like that. But still, it's nice. Not bad at all. And then once we get to the end of those maps, we get again this pretty paste down liner here. All right, well, that's pretty much it for this one. Just a great wide margin, large print note-taking Bible. And I got to say one thing about it before I sign off here is the size, which is really about the same footprint as my Cambridge wide margin that I have in the ESV, which is still means it's not a small Bible. It's wide. It's a big Bible, but you get almost the identical footprint with much, much bigger, more readable font. And I just like that a lot. Now, granted, you lose some of the margin space because the Cambridge has margin space kind of down here, and it has center column references. But I actually like this trade-off. I like having a bigger font and losing some of the margin space while still having plenty of room here to take notes. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to producing some more of these in the future. Catch you in the next one.